Hello everyone, this is our next video of Fortinet NSE 4 series, and the today video we are going to discuss two topics on the Fortinet. First one is the zone and second is the virtual wire pair. So we will understand what is the zone, what is the use of zone, and also we'll understand about the virtual wire pair, what is the use of a virtual wire pair, and so on. So let's begin the discussion with the zones. So what is the zones? So zones are group of one or more physical or virtual FortiGate interface that you can apply firewall policy to for controlling inbound and outbound traffic. Grouping interface and VLAN sub interface into zones simplifies creating firewall policies where a number of network segments can use in the same policy settings and protection settings. So it means that the zones is used for the grouping of the interfaces. So we can see in this picture we have a zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. So in the zone 1 we have that WAN 1, TMZ 1 and VLAN 1 to 4 interfaces. In the zone 2 internal ports 1 to 3. So in the zone 3 WAN 2, DMG 3 and the VLAN 3. So these are some components which is on the zone 1. So this is the zone based policies. So let me quickly work through on the FortiGate how looks like zones on the FortiGate. So I'm just quickly logging my FortiGate VM. I will show you that how we can create the zones as well as how we can use it. So you can see we don't have any zones. To creating a zones, we need to click the create now and interfaces. So here we have to define the interface. Let's name could be anything, test, and here we have to define that so this is basically the interface. We have to create a zone. So here is the option for zone. This option is for zone creation. So I need to click on the zones. Here I have to define the test, and here I have to select what are the interfaces we will take it. Let's say 3 and 4. So there is a button for block intra-zone traffic. Let's open my PowerPoint. So we have the options. You can use firewall policies to control the intra-zone traffic. So intra-zone traffic means that let's say we have assigned that on one interface 1. Okay, this is the interface 1, 2, 3. So this one is having some kind of network like a 192, 168. Here we have about 10 networks. So we have an option that these networks can talk to each other or not. So that block intra-zone traffic means that if we block it, so this communication will not happen. So that is the option which is available on the FortiGate. So this is option is, so I have selected block intra-zone. So port 3 and port 4 networks they will not communicate. So I will take this as a WAN and okay. So I have created one zone. The name will be the WAN and the interfaces are the 3 and 4. How I can utilize these zones on my policies? When I going to create new policy, we have an option. What I need to select here? Here we have an option to select the WAN. So there is the another concept also using like most of the organizations are using. So let's say this is our FortiGate firewall. So these three interfaces are the LAN interfaces. So we can take all three into a LAN zone and create a policies from LAN zone to the internet. This is the one use case of it. And the second use cases for it, let's say we have a two ISP. One is running as a online, and second is a like a standby or any kind of that. Let's understand the concept. This will be the ISP or internet connection. So we will put these two interfaces which is connected to the FortiGate on the WAN zone, and these three will be the LAN interfaces. These three will be the LAN. So what we will create, traffic from LAN we will say to the WAN zone. So any traffic which will be coming from LAN, they will going to WAN using the zone. So no need to create a separate outgoing policies for the two different ISPs. So we have a one zone where that these two interfaces are assigned, so single policy will work. Even we can add more as so on. So this is the two use case from LAN side grouping, and second is the ISP side grouping. So these are the two commonly used of this zones which is running on the organizations as of now. So let's begin with that. So yeah, here we have to define the any name, and here we will select the source interface and incoming interface, and destination will be the zone. So if I get this, if I select on this WAN on my mouse cursor, so these two interfaces will be visible. So the point is, zone is a group of the interfaces, and we have control to block the intra-zone traffic or allow it. Also, we can create a policies using the zone. And the another topic will be the virtual wire pair. So let's see the what is the virtual wire pair. So a virtual wire pair consists two interfaces that do not have IP addresses and are treated like a transparent mode. So it means that the virtual wire pairs, they don't have any IP address, they will work as the transparent mode. Transparent mode I just discussed before this video. If you have not watched, then please watch that video where I have covered the difference between the transparent mode versus NAT mode. So VDOM I will cover in the upcoming videos. For now, you just understand the transparent mode. VDOM, all traffic received by one interface in the virtual wire pair can only be forwarded to the other interface provided a virtual wire firewall policy allows the traffic. So we have two firewall policies. The first firewall policy is for the normal traffic, that interface based. And if we create a virtual wire pair, then I will show you that after this discussion. So if we create a virtual wire pair grouping, then the separate policies virtual wire pair policy will appear. And second point will be that traffic from other interface cannot be routed interface in the virtual wire. So this is the layer 2 connectivity, so we don't have any routing features available. So FortiGate operating as the internal segment firewall. So for this is the another term. It is important for NSE for preparation that if we are using virtual wire pair, that segmentation it's known as the internal segmentation firewall, ISFW. So we can see this from this image. So this is the FortiGate port 4 and port 3. It is acting as a virtual wire pair mode. Here we have an internal network, and this is the router and internet, and this is the web server. So traffic from web server to internal network and internal network to web servers can be controlled by the FortiGate firewall. So let me just quickly demonstrate that how we can create the virtual wire pair. If I show my policy and objects, currently I don't have any virtual wire pair policy because I have not created any virtual wire pair. So let's quickly create it, then that policy will be visible. To creating a virtual wire pair, I need to click interface and then create now, and here is the option virtual wire pair. So let's click on the virtual wire pair. Here I have to define the name will be internal, type internal, and then after I have to select the two interfaces, which is one for the incoming and another for the outgoing. So let me see that why I don't have any interface to assign it. So because these interfaces are already part of zone, so that is the reason I'm not able to assign it. Let me create a zone, delete this zone, and then I will show that. Let create on the virtual, and here I will say that internal or WAN so that grouping for this, and I will create interface zone. Now 3 and 4 is available, and okay and okay. Now I just created a virtual wire pair. It is visible here only. This is the virtual wire pair. It is visible on downside. If I expand that, then I can see the interfaces are participated. See, these 3 and 4 are part of that virtual wire pair. And here is the, see, if I click the port 3, there is a no option for IP assignment. See, there is a no option of IP assignment. We just discussed, because this is the layer 2 connectivity or layer 2 features. So here we don't have to define any kind of IP addressing. Although if I click here, then people will say there is a 00, but there is a no option to assign the IP address. So now how we can control the traffic? To controlling the traffic, we need to click on the policy and objects. Now we have a one more tab that is for the virtual wire pair. So this is the virtual wire pair. Earlier this was not available. I just show you, but now it is available. And I need to click the virtual wire pair. And now here we have to define the virtual wire pair policies. So if I click the create now, here I will define the text. So now here is the direction. This is the direction. If you see, this is the arrow. So the if traffic is coming from port 3, then I have to select this arrow. And if traffic is coming from port 4, then I have to select this arrow. If I need to allow a bi-directional, means that port 3 and port 4 both sides they can communicate. So I need to select this arrow. So this arrow indicates the traffic origination. So port 3 it is there. So this is for port 3, means source will be the port 3 and destination will be the port 4. And this side, this is the port 4. So this will be the port 4. So if I color back on the yellow, so this will be the port 4. Try with the black. Yeah, so this will be the port 4 and this will be the port 3 and this will be the bidirectional. So let's say for my case, I will select the port 3. So in the port 3, traffic is coming from port 3 and will go on the port. So here I have to define the source addresses. Let's say I have to define, let's say ABC address. On the destination, I can say all. Services, we can say all. And after that, here we have options to all the sessions, and antivirus DNS profile I can enable it. I will discuss the security profile in a detailed way on the upcoming videos. So now this IP pool configuration, and use dynamic pool or use the, because the net option is enabled, that's the reason it is asking, but I can disable it and I can okay. I don't need any kind of net because this is the pure layer 2 connectivity. We don't need netting and all solutions. We can manage on the router firewall level. So we can see that now this is the virtual wire pair policy, that this is from port 3 to port 4. Here it is highlighted, and the settings we have just configured it. I can double click it, open it. If I select the bidirectional, it will be the bidirectional. So here we don't have any kind of direction because this rule is the bidirectional. If I select that from port 4 to port 3, then the directionality will show the from port 4, so port 3, say port 4 to port 3. So this is the process of creating firewall virtual wire pair policy. So this is the another way to working kind of this Fortinet on the transparent mode. Instead of defining the full transparent mode, we can control via this way also. For now I will just delete it because I created for the demonstration. And in the zone creation, one thing I also want to add, we can add the interface of the sub interface. Let's say if we have created the VLANs, we can add the VLAN also. How we can create the VLAN, I already covered on the previous video. So if you're not watched, you can watch it on the previous video. So in the zone section, it is not necessary need to select on the physical interface. We can select on the this virtual interfaces and aggregation interface, everything we can select here. So yeah, so we covered that virtual wire pair and the zones. Yeah, that is the today topic, and I hope you enjoyed this video very well. So if you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe the Firewall Expert for the upcoming video. Thanks for watching Firewall Experts.